दुनिया हसीनों का मेला, मेले में रियल मैड्रिड अकेला, बस हार्ट ब्रेक्स देता हूँ मैं चैंपियंस लीग के लिए। दुनिया हसीनों का मेला, Real Madrid is the heartbreak kid in the Champions League. Stop crying your heart, baby. I'm without you in the last round of 16. Stop crying your heart, baby. I'm here without you in the last round of 16. Yes, guys, this is that Three Doors Down Loser song, which is in my mind after Real Madrid getting those heartbreaks for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Oh my God. And those tifos, those Ballon d'Ors, I mean, those fans have been robbed. There is a rumor that millions of Manchester City fans have moved on the side of Real Madrid and changing their jerseys to watch the Champions League matches. Yes, guys, we are over here for the Real Madrid and Manchester City clash, which we had last night, and the watch along which we were having was definitely the most funny thing which we were having. And everything to talk about, it was that scooping from Kylian Mbappe. Oh my God. Kylian Mbappe is in a lightning form and he has got that hat-trick. Can you believe this? In the Champions League, a hat-trick has been scored. That is something which wasn't much expected, but that centre-back kid, Asensio, was also doing it so good. And the transfers 200 million to be talking about. Papa Perez, who has made him for the Los Blancos this season, has really stuck to the maximum height which they can. And adding more to it, it is Ancelotti who has said that Real Madrid have just begun this season. That is a huge statement because just more than half of the season is over, and it is now Real Madrid who are moving high up and getting those escalating moments. It is the round of 16 playoffs which were happening, and the top 16 contenders have been decided. The results are there on the screen. It was much disheartening because in the Serie A, it is Juventus who has got those exits. It is Atalanta who has got those exits. And it is AC Milan, Sergio Conceição who has got those exits. I mean, in the winter transfers to talk about, the Serie A teams have got the most transfers to be made in the terms of loans, or it is those buyback options which they have got. But Serie A teams, only Inter Milan is now left in the round of 16. The big dogs of football has nailed it big. But it is the Los Blancos with those accelerating forms have now moved into the top 16, and Manchester City Pep Guardiola has been robbed. The game started over here with these lineups from the Real Madrid and Manchester City. Manchester City Pep Guardiola has got those 4 transfers in the winters, but it was the presence of Nico Gonzalez on the defensive midfields which they have got. This Spaniard is said to be replacing Rodri in the defensive midfield for the Citizens, and it is Kusanov on the right backs for City. Oh my God, Kusanov has got those 3 games at City, but that blunder which he was making, he was getting those substitutions, but he has got a goal as well. But what made Guardiola to pick Kusanov over here on the right backs? Was he trying to stop Vinicius Junior with Kusanov? That is hilarious. That is not going to happen anyway. But it was the likes of Erling Haaland, it was the likes of Grealish, it was the likes of Doku. Many injuries were there for Manchester City, but Citizens at the Etihad with those tifos display have nailed it big. And this is what is outcoming from the Real Madrid fans, because what you have showed, you have to get it back on your end. That is definitely the world of football is. No denying the fact, Los Blancos with this lineup to talk about Ancelotti, he didn't pick Garcia in the Champions League. He has been picking up Mendy constantly, but in the La Liga, it is the presence of Garcia who is seen much into the squad. But with this lineup of Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior, there is nothing to be stopping of this deadly attack with the trio of Jude Bellingham also in it. It was just early to begin with in this. That goal which was happening, this game started well, but in just 3.5 minutes, it was that assist which the centre-back Asensio, the new Sergio Ramos in the founding for Ancelotti from the Castellas, made those through balls. Oh my God. Ruben Dias was there. John Stones was there on the centre-back to get that defended against Kylian Mbappe. But no denying the fact, Ruben Dias just couldn't get any sort of tackle to be made. Those header interceptions was not going to be good enough. And John Stones just couldn't tackle that. And Kylian Mbappe with that finishing. Oh my God. That was definitely a big move into it. You can't deny this second leg where Real Madrid were already having a 1-goal lead, and in just 3.5 minutes in the Santiago Bernabeu, which was closed from the top, all the pressure mounting in the defensive lineup of Manchester City were trembling and their legs were shaking. Just couldn't get those clearances, and Kylian Mbappe finished it good. Ederson was nowhere near it. He was moving high up to get those clearances, but Kylian Mbappe has nailed it big. It is that 200 million transfers which has been talking, and after this goal, it was all from the likes of Real Madrid getting those. Unfortunately, John Stones was also in injury and he was replaced just with the presence of Nathan Ake on the pitch. And after that, Manchester City trembling with their legs on the defensive aspect. It was all those bombarding which was happening, and again on the 33rd minute, Kylian Mbappe nailing it. That was big one. Kylian Mbappe was lightning fast. Kylian Mbappe was dribbling like a ninja kid. Kylian Mbappe was taking those shots. I mean, everything. It is seeming that in this new year 2025, God has given everything to Kylian Mbappe, and he is looking back to his roaring form, which he was doing in the World Cups. The reason why the transfer was made for Kylian Mbappe, he was given those time to settle it into the Madrids, and he is now showing those. I mean, he has got those round about 30 goals in those 38 games. Can you just imagine it? I mean, this year, Ballon d'Or, who it is going to be? It is not the Erling Haaland. It is not the citizens who are in the race of the Champions League. It is not from the Serie A who are in the Champions League. In the Bundesliga, it is just Harry Kane who has got those goals. But it is Santiago Bernabeu in the Champions League who has got those 9 goals. Will he be that competition in the Ballon d'Or for Kylian Mbappe? I don't think so. This second goal which Kylian Mbappe got, it was all the internet just booming that stop crying your heart out, baby. I'm without you in the last 16 of the Champions League, and citizens has just switched off their television to watch this. But the second half began with Nico Gonzalez getting those yellow cards. It was something which was looking happening for citizens. They were trying to get some momentum, but the stats were quite amazing. In the first half, citizens just couldn't attempt a single shot to be taken against Thibaut Courtois. But in the second half, it was Kylian Mbappe rising again. I mean, that third goal which Kylian Mbappe got, he moved on to the right wings. He took the position of the ball outside the box. He made some dribbling and gets that shot from his left foot. Oh my God. Kylian Mbappe is known for his right footer taking those shots outside the box, those curls, those dipping ones, those rising ones. But this time, the third goal which Kylian Mbappe got, it was from his left footer, and Ederson was nowhere near that, saving the far post. My goodness, Kylian Mbappe nailed that hat-trick big time, and Kylian Mbappe was roaring high. It was Ancelotti who was just happy, and he was chewing his gum much high on the sidelines, and it was Pep Guardiola. He was looking like this on the sidelines. I mean, for Pep Guardiola to talk about it is a bad aspect, because to be not in the round of 16 for the Manchester City, it is big disheartening. Manchester City is out officially. AC Milan is out officially. Juventus is out officially. What is that happening? Atlanta is also out. I mean, 4 of the top contenders of the UEFA Champions League is out. But again, it was Kylian Mbappe who was made those substitutions. Tchouameni was made those substitutions. Luka Modric came in. It was all to settle in. David Alaba, also back from the injuries, made those appearances. That legendary man on the centre backs. But in the starting lineup, Rudiger is now available. And in the second leg, it was Rudiger and Sergio Ramos. I mean, my mistake. It was Asensio who was playing it. And on the left backs, it is Ancelotti who has found Roberto Carlos. I mean, it is my mistake. It is Garcia which they have found. Oh my God. This third goal which Real Madrid got, it was from my aspect, none other than Kylian Mbappe got those scoring opportunities. Vinicius was not trying it that hard, or he was not getting those clinical moves, but Vinicius Jr. was not seeing much of in those attacking aspects, but he was dribbling past Kusanov very well, and Kusanov, that centre back from Manchester City, was nailing it back. It was citizens who were trying to get some sort of penalty moments as well. Because in the previous leg, it is the likes of Clement Turpin, that referee, giving those penalties to Haaland. That was some one-sided fixture which UEFA has to make those bold statements. Why it happened, nothing has been yet confirmed. But in this game, the likes of the referee who were playing for the second leg, it was definitely Real Madrid and Manchester City, the likes of Istvan Kovacs, really nailed it big, and it was all left for Pep Guardiola to shake hands with Los Blancos. And what these citizens could take back home as a consolation is that one goal which he has scored, and on an aggregate of 6-3. Oh my God, Champions League game, a one-sided one, and that is all has been. But the stats has been really looking astonishing. Real Madrid getting those 15 shots, 8 on target. 5 or 6 of them were from Kylian Mbappe, but Manchester City from outside the box in the second half were going for big shots from the likes of Silva, Gundogan, Foden, 12 shots which they took, only 4 on target, no worries for Timo Courtois, but Timo Courtois had a good save, to be precise. That was 2 saves from Timo Courtois which were good, but not that clinical enough to get it into the nets. That is the story of Real Madrid and Manchester City and citizens with those Tifo banners, with those bold statements. Please be calm, calma. It is those be calmer moments, and stop crying your heart out is definitely not going to happen. Just look at the stats which is there, which is happening in the Champions League. 521 total goals. My goodness, that is huge. 3.26 goals per game. In just 28 minutes, a single goal has been scored. But look at the stats on the top right. It is those second half. Starting of the second half from 46 to 60 minutes where 80 goals have been scored, and in those 61 to 75, 91 goals, and in 75 to 90 minutes, 97 goals. This second half goals which are incoming, it is quite evident that in the UEFA Champions League, most of the managers are not getting it big from the first half, but those tactical inputs, because the non-availability of those data and statistics of their opposition is resulting in these goals in the second half, where they are having those fluidity in the formations, those tactical changes in the formations, those substitutions which are being made, and this is happening. This is the true story of the Champions League, where Real Madrid getting those heartbreaks. It is the likes of some underdogs who has caused those big heartbreaks as well. But this is the true story of the long fixtures of the Champions League this season, and to be on the top. Dortmund, Suirao, Grasin getting those 10 goals, but in the latest fixture where Dortmund were facing Sporting CP, Grasin has missed a penalty. Could you say that Gurasso is the man who is talking that big in the Champions League because he has got those 10 goals? And after that, it is Lewandowski. They are definitely in the round of 16, 9 goals. And they Flick, the man, making him big again. Haaland out with those 8 goals. Rafinha, Barcelona has got 2 top contenders, 8 goals again. Harry Kane from Bayern with 7 goals. Mbappe has 7 goals. Pavlidis, that man from Benfica, has got those 7 goals as well. Vinicius Jr. with 7 goals. What is that? But look at that. It is Jonathan David from Lille, 6 goals. Alvarez from Manchester City getting those transfers. Pep Guardiola didn't give Alvarez those time to play in the Champions League as well as in the Premier League, and he made those moves to the Los Blancos Atletico. Have got it big. Oh my God. And Dembele, Gimenez, Griezmann, Gyökeres, bad luck. Ruben Amorim not available with him. Florian Wirtz, that man from the likes of Leverkusen. Lookman out, unfortunately. Atlanta, 5 goals. Martinez, Inter Milan is the only Serie A team available, Olise with 5 goals. And so on continues the saga of the Champions League with all those goal scorers and those goal scoring machines which is happening. But the most astonishing fact is that tomorrow is the live stream of the draws, and in this cluster to talk about much of the disheartenings will be going to be happening, because in the knockouts, if you talk about, it is the cluster of Paris Saint-Germain and Benfica. In that pot, it is the likes of Liverpool or Barcelona. Oh my God. Paris Saint-Germain and Benfica will have to face either Liverpool or Barcelona. It is the likes of Borussia Dortmund and Club Brugge in the second pot, with the likes of Lille and Aston Villa. But the third pot, man, this is the most dangerous one. It is Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, with the likes of Los Blancos, Atletico Madrid, and the likes of Leverkusen. The top 2 contenders of the La Liga, Los Blancos and Los Blancos, up against the top 2 contenders of the Bundesliga, Bayern with the likes of Leverkusen. What is that going to be? It is going to be the Madrid derby in the round of 16, 2 legs. It is going to be the Bundesliga derby. Man, this third pot, Real Madrid, Bayern, Atletico, Leverkusen, this is a big pot, and 2 of the big teams are definitely going to get those eliminations in the round of 16. The fourth spot, it is the likes of PSV, Eindhoven, Feyenoord, who has been performing so good in the Champions League, and it is the likes of Arsenal and Inter Milan. The top two seeded teams, I mean, in those top 8 positions, will be pairing up and be drawn against the last 8 unseeded teams in the top 16. And the draws will also confirm that which team is going to get those away and those home games depending upon the pot draws. I mean, the teams which will be drawn first, they will get those advantages of their home fixtures. And I mean, the second leg will be played at their home and the first leg will be away. That is in the Champions League, which is going to be huge. And it is going to be the factor which will be counting. And the road to Munich will be the decider, because over here on the left part, on the top 8 seeds, whether it is Liverpool, Barcelona, whether it is the likes of Los Blancos and Leverkusen, whether it is Aston Villa or Lille, or whether it is Arsenal or Inter Milan, who are going to be on the other side of the brackets. This road to Munich. But the third pot is the death pot, which we can call. And definitely in the top contenders of the round of 16, these are the teams who have made their spot. And the draws you can watch on the UEFA website as well. It will be streamed. And from the continent, if you are watching it, it will be on the Sony Live. We will be streaming that draws live on our channel as well on the watch along platforms. And what is that which you guys are feeling it big to happen in the Champions League? Because that is something which Stop Crying Your Heart Baby is the song, and Kylian Mbappe with those karma fixtures, is he that new one after Cristiano Ronaldo getting those laurels at Los Blancos? Because Manchester City are out of it, and Rodri clicking those moments, robbing those Ballon d'Ors, all those statements. Just keep your mouth shut for 1 year, and next season citizens are going to make it into the Champions League or not. That is also a worry. But Pep Guardiola had already admitted it from the starting of this game that they were having those 1% probability. It is sad for Pep Guardiola getting those knockouts, not being able to be in the top 16. Those money transfers which he has been making from those camel aspects is also not going to prove worthy. He has to get back those form as well as those capabilities. But this Kylian Mbappe goal in the 3rd minute was the game changer moment, and that moment from Kylian Mbappe was definitely a robbed one. So yes, stay tuned to FC RAMSAY and definitely give us those moments in the Champions League. We have those playlists in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, the Bundesliga, the Champions League, the Europa League, everything we are covering, and join our watch along to have the good aspects of the football. Keep going guys, and Dunia Hasino Ka Mela, Kylian Mbappe hai ye heartbreak kid akela. Keep going guys, bye bye, Real Madrid.